Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Kralalien and this is episode 167. If you see my hand stroke weirdly, that's because there's a Binks here. You can probably also hear him. You can find me online everywhere as Kralalien. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, Pinterest, Ko-Fi, Patreon. The works. I'm everywhere. Well, not everywhere. I do skip a few things. But hey ho. I also have a web shop, colourfulcreativity.nl or colourfulcreativity.com. And Bings really needed to be here because I was setting up the tripod. He was nicely with his sister under a blanket in their nice little bed. But nope. I was setting it up and I was sitting down and he jumped on my lap right away. So he also really missed you. It wasn't just me who missed you guys. But here we are with a lot of things to show because it's been a while. And it's definitely been a while. There's lots to tell you, so I would say grab something to drink and a nice project you can just work on for a while, because this is going to be a long episode. Let me put these away first so I can grab my finished objects that I want to show you. And first of all, I have here a finished pair of Valgus socks. These were the socks that were knit flat, and then they get a toe and a heel, and they get seamed all the way up. Oh, this is a fun game apparently. I do not just have one, I have two socks. Yeah, you got it on the nose, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. The yarn I used is Colourful Soft Sock in No Rainbows Without Rain and Hello Yellow. And the pattern, the Valgus socks, is by Jen Ruschinski. J Rush Knits, also on the World Wide Web. And this was a pattern that was in Sock Madness 2 years ago probably. I knit it then and I really loved it, and I knit it again because I saw someone use the No Rainbows Without Rain yarn and I was very impressed and needed a pair just like that. So it pulls really nicely. Look at that zigzag. I love it. And yeah, I'm very happy they are done. They've been on blockers since they were done because I wanted to show you. So now I can take them off and put them away. I knit them on 2.5mm needles, just my regular go-to. And I knit the biggest size because that fit me. More love for the sock blockers, Bings. Oh yes. Then this one I already showed you, but I wanted to show you that I put the buttons on. I think it was Showered in Rainbows by Telly B Knits. The yarn I used was by Daniela's Wolltopf, and this is knit in segments where you pick up stitches and knit it in a different way again, and it's definitely a really fun knit. And now that the buttons are on and I have finished the second baby cardigan, I can finally send it off now that I am showing it to you. Here is the other one. This is the newborn Vertebrae cardigan, and it has a open front, so if baby spits you don't always have to change the cardigan. Let me put those away because you are way too happy playing with them. I think this was a design by Pekka. Let me look it up, because my mind is basically a sieve unless it comes to medical nonsense for Robert. Kelly van Nieuwkerk, Pekka. design studio. Indeed, it is a free pattern on Ravelry. You also have the bigger size and the mom size. Those are paid for, but the newborn is free. The yarn I used is a Biscotte sock yarn, and it is so soft. It really is baby soft. And the colorway is called Ladybug. Look at that. It has some really cute striping. It's a self-striping yarn. And I did manage to have about 50 grams left, so I can actually make myself a pair of Shortie socks with this yarn, because well, it's too cute not to. So that also goes to my cousin. Oh, I knit these on 3.5mm needles instead of 3.25, so I'm not sure if it's really the newborn size, but I measured my gauge and it was basically spot on with the pattern, so I was right going up a needle size. Then at the end of April, I told myself that I wanted to challenge myself to knit Robert some Shortie socks, because he only had 2 pair. And hi Bings, yeah, you're back. I know, I got the sock blockers out again. 2 pair is not enough to take him through summer, because I am not going to wash only 2 pairs. And I usually walk on slippers, so I don't have that many woolen socks to wash. So I thought I'd knit him a few more pairs. This is the first pair. This is some very deep stash yarn. I was like, I can knit a pair of Shorties in a really quick time, probably, especially plain vanilla. So I went stash diving, and this is, oh, let me see, I'm throwing yarn on the ground almost. Fortissima Color by Schoeller Stahl. And this is what's left. It's about 35 grams. No, less. Yeah, well, 30-ish grams left. Here is the first pair, and I really enjoyed this. This was knitting super fast. Like, the goal is to knit a pair of socks a week, so 7 days. Maybe 6 days and knit 5 pairs this month, but we'll see. Yeah, I managed this pair, I think, in 4 days, because it was so much fun to knit these colors. I have a recipe for it. I use my 2.5mm needles. I knit 72 stitches for Robert. This one has about 25 rounds for the leg, or 20 maybe, I'm not even sure. I've written down all the projects, all the notes for it, so all the recipes are in the notes in my Ravelry project. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 10 rounds of rib, then 10 rounds of plain stockinette, and then a heel flap, just a simple slip stitch heel flap and gusset heel. Decrease them out, and approximately 70 rounds for the foot, and then a straight wedge toe. So that's pair 1. And then, oh wait, finished objects go there. I started the second pair, which was a lot less fun to knit, but hey. I mean, if you see the colors, you totally understand, right? These I knit with a rolled cuff, so I did 25 rounds of knitting, a heel flap with gusset heel, 70 rounds for the foot, and a normal wedge toe again. Based on the Rose City rollers, basically, to not do anything at the cuff, just roll it. And yeah, the color is not that motivating to knit. Again, I have a nice ball of 30-ish grams left, and this is a yarn, and it was basically the name of the yarn that kept me going. This is Opal Schaafpate, and the colorway name is Glücksbringer, so bringer of luck, which was something we definitely needed. I wasn't missing because I was having a great time. So I will tell you all about that later. Not now. Now I'm just showing you pretty knits that I knit. And yeah, this is the latest finished object. So let's put them away. Now Robert can actually start wearing them because he's been wearing store-bought shorties, which is of course not okay. What have I been working on? I am going to skip a few things that are just really simple. I have worked on my Corbis, just one round, probably not even the full round. So I thought I can skip that one. In this cute little project bag is the Dalecanium socks for Robert. And I have finished the first sock. It has a slip stitch motif, and after a while I finally could read my knitting, so I can now take it anywhere because I finally understand how I can see how many rounds I did after slipping it, because you slip the stitch, then you knit I think 2 or 3 rounds, 3 rounds I think, and then you make the slip again by doing a double yarn over and going through that slipped stitch. So you knit that one and you make a new one, and the next round you drop the double yarn over or the single yarn over. I'm not even sure. I have the pattern in here, but oh well. This one has been in the bag for over a month already again. But you can see on the inside how many rounds you slipped, because you get those little threads of yarn behind it. Can I show it to you like this? No, you cannot see that. It's actually really neat. Okay, but on the knitting side you can definitely see it. And I have also cast on a toe. It's a toe up sock. You can definitely knit it cuff down and change the whole thing around, but I'm just sticking to pattern. I wanted to see if I can show it to you what I mean, but apparently not. But you can trust me, you can see it when you're knitting, you can count the bars between, and it is absolutely fine. This is the yarn I'm using. This is Colourful Sock. Let me see. The pattern is by Dana Stelly of Little Monkeys Stitch and Spin. I cannot show you a photo because I only printed the text pages. Now I guess Binks is done with us and wants to get back into his bed. He's looking at me with big puppy eyes. My second whip I want to show you that I was working on is in this Fiber Rachel TARDIS. Is this monster. I have been working on my outline tee last month. Haven't touched it this month yet, but here you go. I have managed to finish the body. It is now long enough and I can start splitting the front and the back. That means I need to change needles. I put the needles in there and I figured out that I did not use a 3.75mm needle, but a 3.5mm needle. But my gauge on a Haya needle is a little bit looser than on a Chaogu needle is a little bit looser than on my Haya needle. So I have high hopes that it will be fine. It should be fine. I want it to be fine. So yeah, I put it away again when I found out I didn't do the needle swap when I was supposed to. All the way back here probably. So yeah, I did not want to continue at that moment, but I think I'm okay now to pick it back up again once I'm done with a few other works in progresses, and hopefully I can wear it this year. The outline tee is by Jessie May Designs, and The yarn I'm using is a 100% Lithuanian linen that I got from Etsy. I have two colors here held together because I tried it with just one and it's basically see-through and the gauge was way off, so with two together it was way better. And you can see the outline bit. There's this piece of lettering in the garment, which is really fun. So I am complete again. Here's the needle I need. And I can put it all in again and make sure nothing gets in between of the zipper. With the double zipper, that is sometimes an issue. So, work in progress number 2. Next up, I have in this bag, constellation bag, my travel project, which are very simple socks with yarn I got in a D-stash. This is a Fab Funky Fibers in the Ocean Swirl colorway. This is one ball. The yarn came in 2 50-gram skeins, so it was very easy to wind them. And I like to hand wind self-striping yarn because I like gobstopper balls. So I have a longer leg. This was before I knew he needed shorties, and this is just a fun self-striping yarn. I have the leg finished. It's not that long, even 50 rounds and 15 rounds, so 65 rounds, which is pretty short for Robert, but he also needed some shorter socks. He usually goes to 80 for the length of the sock, but he needs some socks he can wear in spring and in autumn when it is not that cold yet, but cold enough to wear woolly socks. I wear my woolly socks year round, and he's been starting to warm up to that just for his physio sports and fitness and stuff. He uses his store-bought socks still, but if he can manage, he's wearing my woolly socks, or not, well, his woolly socks, but the ones I knit for him, whenever he can now. So I'm very happy with that, and I will keep knitting him socks because of that. So 2.5mm needles, 72 stitches, exactly the same recipe as the shorties for the heel. And now I have a gusset to decrease and approximately 70 rounds of stockinette before the toe. Another sock project for Robert. We're already at 2 whips and 2 finished objects for Robert. Then in my lovely Ellenwood Craft bag that I got from lovely Angela with these cute little squirrels is another sock project for Robert. And these are the Droid socks. You cannot see the pattern very well on this one, and I have to look up the designer because I forgot. Of course, I'd say it was something Nikki. No, Marie-Elise Dugal. Then another one was a Nikki, I'm not sure. So I saw these and they were at that time free on Ravelry, so I was like, oh, I need to snatch them because they are based on the droids of Star Wars. And since Robert really likes his Star Wars, I thought they are perfect for Robert. They do have a leg usually, and what I did is just do 1 repeat on a leg, and I think 12 rounds of rib. So I think it was a repeat, and then 4 more rounds until the heel flap. I did the pattern heel flap and gusset The heel flap is basically the same, but the heel turn is a little bit tighter. Because of the little cable, it is a crossed stitch. Let me just show you in sock number 2, because that's way better, because I'm making them fraternal. Here you can see the cross. That makes them a little bit tighter. So I added 4 stitches to the leg and decreased them out in the gusset in this one, and he was like, ah, they're a bit snug. They fit, but they're snug. So in this one I kept 2 extra stitches in the whole sock. I did 4 in the leg and decreased only 2 out. So hopefully this one will fit him better. And don't we all have one foot that's a bit bigger than the other one? So I'm just going for that. I'm really enjoying the pattern. She says the texture is reminding her of the Droids and the parts and everything. And it kind of does. It looks really cute. So this one only needs about 50 more rounds. So 5 repeats of the pattern, and then I'm at the toe and almost done. The yarn I'm using for this is not this one, but this one is Drops Fable Print. And this colorway is 677. And this is how it knits up. It is a striping / patterning yarn. And the other one is a Grindle hot sock. So just a regular yarn, but super nice to have. And the reason I'm doing them fraternal is because either this ball of yarn was very lightweight, or probably and the yarn, or the sock is eating more yarn than I expected. I was hoping to get 2 pairs out of 50 grams for Robert, but I can't. He needs a good 70 to 75 grams for his Shortie socks. And the toe and the cuff is not enough to make that happen. So I should have done the heel in the contrast color as well, but I didn't. So now I have to change things up. So that is another pair for Robert and another pair of socks. But these are almost done. I actually wanted to keep knitting, but I was like, okay, I think this is the only moment I now have to record a podcast. So let's just take it. Then I have this one. Oh, it doesn't have a name of the designer, so I'm going to look it up again. Probably this one. Yeah, this was the Nikki. Found it. So the Super Sock World Championship qualifiers have started. The sign up was from May 1st to May 15th, and the first round started the 17th, so last Friday. There are 2 patterns. You have lane 1 and lane 2. Lane 1 is usually the simpler pattern, and lane 2 the more intricate or difficult pattern. I like that you can pick what you want. It's like, oh, this round I feel like doing something easy, and the other round, oh, I want to do something intricate, and I have the brain power and I have the capacity to do that. I picked the lane 1, so the simpler pattern, which is called Dizzy Streamers, and the design is by Nikki Hage. You cannot see shit on this picture, I know. It's a very nice pattern, but it doesn't always show up well. Let me grab my sock blocker, because I have the first sock finished. And boy, was it a finish. I finished it last night. I think you can probably see it. Here it goes. It is a pattern where you put 5 stitches on a separate needle, and then you twist it So you basically make a little cable, which is very interesting. Yeah. At first I was struggling a bit because the twist makes it really tight on your wrists and everything. But I managed in the end, and when I really got my flow, I worked it out. The only thing is, I'm knitting the largest size, and you have to do 7 repeats on the leg. So that means that there's 7 cables on the leg. And you also have to do 7 on the foot, which is for me totally too short, but hey. So the question was, can I move cables from the foot to the leg? Because I have shorter feet. That was okay. So I was like, okay, can I then move cables from the leg to the foot? Because I need very long feet and I cannot get it over my heel if I have those 7 cables here. That was okay. So I kept knitting. I put in the heel and everything, and I finished the sock last night and went online to show it off, and then started reading and was reading. You have to do a minimum of 6. You can only move 1 of the cables or the repeats to the foot. So that was it. I was like, I'm not gonna frog this thing. I am not gonna do surgery on it and add 2 repeats to the leg only to take them out again once I got the okay, because the sock won't fit me. So I was pretty cranky, and then I decided to just say, fuck it. I am going to focus on Robert's sock now. I'm going to finish that Shortie sock first, and then I'll see what I do. The plan now is to finish Robert's sock, indeed. Cast on these on that needle, 2.5mm high sharps, that are a little bit less sharps than the ones I used for this one. Because I nearly poked a hole multiple times in my finger with the needles I used for this one. So I put them away. I need the needle on Robert's sock for this. You know, you have patterns you need a really, really sharp tip for, and you have patterns you don't. You can use a little bit less sharp tip for. Less sharp is better for this one because I do have to wiggle, but I don't want to split the yarn. So yeah, then someone pointed out that the comment on my question, or the answer to my question, was edited. The ear burned me, but I looked over it, saying that I should definitely send them in once I'm done, like this, without fear. So probably they're gonna make an exception for me because they told me explicitly that I could do that, and then a day later they came back on their answer. But we'll see. I will finish the pair. I knit them in 3 days, so it's not like it's taking a very long time. I just had focus on other things. Socks for Robert. So I was already happy that I was out of the competition and no scroll pattern running in front of me that I needed to knit instead of something else I wanted to focus on. Maybe there is a chance that I will continue in the Super Sock World Championship. The yarn I'm using is Colourful Soft Sock in Quirky Rainbow, one of my favorite colors. And here you can see the extra needle I'm using. I'm not using a cable needle, I'm just using a interchangeable tip of a Chow sock set. And this is a thinner needle. This is a 2.25mm, so I can wiggle it better. So I put it in the yarn, so I can't lose it. Then I have 1 width left. Let's move some stuff around. It is not in a project bag because it's way too big. I am knitting my cousin a baby blanket. I am knitting her the Travel Mode Baby Blanket by Susanne Sommer of Sosu Knits. I hope you can see it. It is a bit of a modular blanket, I guess. This is modular knitting, I think. It comes with a coloring page. I tried some things out. And let me see which one I ended with. That one. The colors are not 100% accurate for what I have bought, but it was the best I could get. I have finished the first section already. So you start with this triangle, then you add that one, then you add that one. Then there is this all the way around section, and then you start picking up the next section with the long bit. And then I'm probably gonna knit the triangle and put that one on top, but who knows? I'll see that when I get there, because if I look ahead too far, I often get overwhelmed. That's basically my go-to for every pattern. The needles I'm using, what was it? Valgus 5mm, so nice and heavy. And it's a fairly quick knit. It's just plain garter. So just knit, 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 except for the middle. Yeah, those are stockinette, and then there's one ridge of garter in between. I have a new toy, which is a yarn holder, and it's very nice because these balls are a bit annoying to use. I cannot for the life of me get the center out without having a yarn barf as big as the ball. So I'm taking it from the outside, and it kept rolling away from me, and you know, with cats it's just not handy. So I asked Robert to print me one of these. I call it a yarn dildo. I'm very sorry. Like, hello. Yeah, dirty mind is a joy forever. Thank you. It rolls really, really well. Maybe even a little bit too well, because the yarn will keep rolling around, even though I already need it to stop. But okay, and it works. It's nice. Robert made it for me, and it is nice and bright pink. I'm in my pink era, you noticed, right? The yarn I am using is Zeeman Royal. This is a 100% acrylic yarn, and I saw the colors online and I was like, okay, yes, I can work with this. I mean, look at it. Awesome colors at the moment there. And this green, and then there is the neutral and the little bit of contrast going in there. I also kept it neutral because I wanted the colors to shine. I did the big section in this color, and I weighed my ball, and it is less than 50 grams, and I need another big section in that. So I decided to go back. So now I have 2 balls of that, and I already bought another one of this because I saw it coming that this one also wouldn't be enough, the one I'm knitting now. But they have a different color bath or dye bath. So I am going to use the new ball for the other one, so I don't have to change it midway of the section. I hate it when that happens, but what can you do about it? And since I did not have a project bag that would fit this project, and I saw that Zeeman also sold these wonderful crates, and I do have an obsession for this color. I even have a rose in my garden in this color. It only clicked this year that I need to make a colorway for this rose, or yeah, this color needs to be in my own yarn as well. So I have some experimenting to do for sure. But yeah, this is my new color obsession, and I do have clothing in this color, so for years already. So yeah, it's been coming a long time. My color obsession with coral, the pinkish neon orange coral. come to think of it, I need PLA, the filament for the 3D printer in that color as well. Have to Google. So, this is for my cousin. I am not prioritizing it at the moment because she's gonna have a summer baby. And a summer baby doesn't really need a worsted weight blanket right away, I think. So the plan is to send her the package with the 2 cardigans and the pairs of socks that I've already finished. And a little sheepy toy that I got from Tessel. And then I will send the blanket once the baby is here and it's getting more autumnal. You can also put the blanket on the ground for the baby to lie on, but I think tiny babies don't really lie on the floor, right? Well, it doesn't matter, the blanket will come. Maybe it's gonna be Christmas, who knows? We'll see. Then I guess that was it for my works in progress and my finished objects. And as you can see, I'm already over half an hour, so this was definitely a long one. And then let me grab my acquisitions, because I fell in a yarn hole. It was very soft, I can tell you. I have bought some yarn at Filati. Basically it is Lana Grossa and their store is Filati. And I have bought 2 balls of cashmere sock yarn. It is, oh, let me see, what did it say? 70% wool, 25% polyamide and 5% cashmere, and it's really soft. I had already bought these in a mustard yellow. It's in my stash, and these will also go into my stash until I make something nice with them. But I could see maybe something for Robert with this. Maybe. Yeah, it's not really the right color for TARDIS socks, but we'll see. It is color number 42, which is the petrol or teal color. Basically one of my favorite colors. Then, because Robert is wearing his sweater a lot, not at the moment, it's definitely too warm to wear a woolen sweater. I thought I'd buy some yarn. But I didn't want to make another gray blob, because I have quite some left over from that, but no, I'm not gonna add to that and knit another gray blob. I got it in petrol. It is now not the same yarn name, but it is the same yarn. It is now Landlust Soft Tweed 180, and this is the petrol yarn. I'm not gonna open the seal bag because I want to put it away. It has flecks of yellow, a little bit of aqua and a bit of purple, I think, or no, this one does not have purple. It has a green, aqua, oh, maybe it does have a little purple here and there. Yeah, here, I found some purple. Okay, I'm not sure if you will be able to see that with the plastic on, but it has some nice color tweedy flecks, and I think it will be an amazing color. And when I ordered this, we were all happily living along, and then the MRI scan came and the whole world came down. And yeah, that's why this yarn has not been cast on yet, because that was the plan, to cast it on right away so I could knit him a sweater. I don't think I'm gonna knit him another sweater because I do not want that sweater curse pushing on me. I just don't. I will tell you more later on, but that yarn will just go into my stash because I cannot handle it. Then I have fabric. I have super cool fabric of Spoonflower by the designer Sanne Thijs. She draws, or drew, I'm not sure if she is quitting or not. She was quitting and then her world got turned upside down and her husband left her. So she doesn't know what she's doing now. But I have Jar Ladies. I think it is just too cute. Absolutely fabulous fabric. I'm planning to make project bags, but they do have to be some bigger sweater project bags. So I have to see how I can make the ladies come out nicely. And then I also got this one. This is her self-love fabric with also lots of naked ladies. And self-love is your superpower. Me time, self-love club, be you, take up space, which I thought was also very nice for project bags, but also for bigger ones, because sock size bags you might have just like here. You might have just be you and a butt cheek and a bit of hair and not have nice ladies on it. So someday I'll make project bags again, I promise. And I don't know when someday it's gonna be, but who knows. I have the fabric now and it's very nice. Then I ordered Lang Yarn's sock yarn. I was feeling very low and I wanted more sock yarn, and I've been lusting over this for ages. It is Wolltopf, the gradient yarn. It is really pretty, and I saw it was on sale at breiwebshop.nl. So I thought, okay, 20% off. I'm gonna treat myself and buy a shitload of it. I did buy a shitload of it. I'll put in the photo. I got all different colors, and then they came and were a lot darker than on the photos. I know photos can change because of the light of your computer screen and everything, but I just was unhappy when the yarn arrived. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send it all back. Well, not all. I kept the color I really wanted. The peachy coral kind of pinkish color that I'm very drawn to at the moment. So I got those, and I also got some extra base colors, a yellow, a purple, and a nice wine red, which is always handy, and I can combine it with the ones I already have. So that's nice. I also bought them to combine with the ones I bought with the gradients for heels, cuffs, toes, contrast, color work, whatever Sock Madness or the Super Sock World Championship would need. But, well, those have gone back, and yeah, totally fine. I didn't spend as much money as I thought I would in the end, so that was good. I think that was everything I bought and everything I wanted to show you. The shop is still open. I have very cool new Relana sock yarn. Not sure if I showed you last time. It's all very rainbow colored and bright. It's commercial sock yarn that I didn't dye. And yeah, I really like it. I like the brand. It has some nice colors and they are knitting up very fun. Let me see. I guess with that we're going to the personal stuff. If you are not interested in that, then that's fine. I will see you again next time. Bye bye. If you are sticking around, thank you very much. Content warning is, of course, that there will be mentions of cancer. Yeah, let me start with that moment of the MRI. We were fully going into the result meeting just thinking everything was fine, because Robert is fine and even doing better than before. And then the results were not. The brain tumors have been growing apparently, or maybe it still is the radiation effect. We're still not sure. It's been a long month. We got the results on, I think, Friday morning, and we have been zombied and numb until Saturday afternoon. Then I dragged us to the attic to get some space available there because we were working still in the attic and it was a mess, and friends were coming over from Canada the week after, and we kept that appointment because we were like, okay, we need something fun. The doctor even said, you need to do fun stuff. It is important. She did not call on that day but the evening before because of that. And they have the multidisciplinary meeting on Tuesday evening, and we had to wait for that, for what everyone thought the result would be, if it was bad news or maybe still radiation effect and scar tissue. But why is it growing? It's not good. So yeah. It was basically like someone kicked all the legs of the chair underneath us and we were sitting on the ground being dazed, like, what the fuck? No, this is not good. It's very bad. She called Tuesday evening to tell us that they want to do the full body scan earlier than was planned. It was planned for the end of the month of May and it was still end of April, so yeah. They moved it up until the middle of May, so that was last week. And yeah, that was a very hard 2 weeks waiting, and the last days between the scan and the result of that was even harder. We were both so stressed out. The result of the PET scan, the full body scan, was good. So there's no growth in this part of his body. And we were so scared it would be, and it would be done now and all the meds weren't working, etc. But it's not. The meds are still working. Tomorrow evening, it's the next Tuesday, they will have another multidisciplinary meeting. And we are all expecting now that we're going to a radiotherapist to see if he needs radiation in his head or that he still wants to wait. Waiting is still an option to see how it develops. Will it keep growing? So that means it's a tumor, or will it stay as it is and be scar tissue? It's stressful, but we are a bit more relaxed now because in his body it's all good and he can take his meds still. If it's growing, he has to stop the meds and then it will grow even harder. So yeah, and what then? We don't know, and I don't want to think about it yet. It will come eventually, but not today. Today we breathe again. So that is basically why I wasn't here. I was just too stressed out and trying to be distracted with everything instead of sitting down and talking to you guys and talking about it and not knowing anything. So I cannot tell you anything. So I have to keep you updated, but I cannot. And it was just all up in my head and I couldn't take it. We were very busy with working in the attic. We have now put laminate flooring in all 4 corners. And Robert even did the hard part. It ended up that we missed, well, no, we missed it. We didn't miss it. We didn't do it. The part behind our hot water unit. There was just nothing on the ground. So we did that puzzle part as well, mostly Robert. I just handed him the stuff. So he didn't have to crawl out of those spaces that are very tiny and hard to crawl out of. So yeah, we have flooring in the full attic now. And all that's left is sell all the stuff I don't want to keep. Or at least get rid of it. Secondhand shop. Take it to the dump. Whatever. There's stuff I want to sell because I think it's worth something, and there's stuff I just think throw it away because that's not worth anything. Old clothes with holes in it. I kept them for sewing purposes, but no, just no. I don't need them. I have enough fabric to sew. And yeah, what else did we do? we had friends over from Canada, which was awesome. Hi Monique, love you. We have played Dominion yesterday for the first time with friends, and they explained it to us how it works and everything, and we had a wonderful afternoon. Robert's birthday was the week before the PET scan, so it was a very stressful birthday. We have slept a lot, lots of naps, because stress takes so much energy. And basically I was just trying to keep functioning, keep my fridge filled so we have food, so I can cook, keep the countertop reasonable clear of dishes, and run the dishwasher as many times as I need. Do lots and lots of loads of laundry because, well, we also need underpants and towels. Basically the lowest setting of functioning. Just those things, keep them going. That was all I could manage, with some knitting on the side and staring at a television. Oh, and gardening. My garden has never been this free of weeds, at least on one side. The other side I haven't even looked at. But that's not the side I want to grow my veg. My greenhouse is doing pretty okay. I do have issues with snails. I also have issues with snails in the garden, so fuckers. They have eaten almost all my beans now, and they are only these tiny plants, so they just go up, eat the full leaf, and then leave the little stems and they die. So that sucks, but okay. I am also growing flowers in the front garden. I've sown them and I've planted some dahlias, so hopefully they will come up. It is now raining and sunshiny weather, so it's a little bit warmer with occasional rain, so that's good for the garden. It makes things grow. Also makes the weeds grow again, and now that I've sown stuff, I don't know which one is the new stuff I've sown and what is a weed, which makes it a bit more difficult, but okay. Yeah, I guess with that I'm basically through. I'm looking outside and at the cats. The cats are sleeping and they're both doing well. They're fine. Yeah. Now the plan is to finish Robert's sock and then see what I'm gonna do with the sock, the Super Sock World Championship. I do like the competition better. I have a very nice team Niekerk. It's a German team, so yeah, it's very low key. No pressure at all. If you want to skip around, fine. If you want to knit around fast, fine. Do whatever you like. They also support me now. They read the message better than I did, that I should send them in without any fear. So yeah, we help each other when we have issues, and yeah, it's a very nice team. And I guess then I'm going to say goodbye and see you again next time. Bye bye.